What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I'll let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime and in between time, I'll give some shouts out to the early birds to show my appreciation, starting with dun, dun, dun. OG man, what up? Mackie HBO, what it do? Aquarius Moon, AM, you dig? Niagara Falls, New York, checking in. Dion Rice. What's up, Dion? Is that Tahi? No, is that Taji? That's Taji. Taji Fryer. I think that's it. Miami. Shahida. Yo. She say no. Dr. Robinson. They got somebody. Judge Dredd. What's up? What's up? Who was that? Michael McCullough. Mike checking in from Washington. Avery Rodney, Naptown, what up? Charlie Williams, Greensville, Mississippi. Daniel Penny, what up? Deke, Fifth Ward. Circle Love. Daniel Penny, acquitted. Disgusting. Moving on, fam. Moving on. Let me just look at this right quick. Not surprising at all. Not surprising at all. Daniel Penny acquitted. I think I may speak on that. I think I may go ahead and speak on that. May speak on that in this live. Let's see. Yep. Let's take a look at that. All right, we're going to talk about both of these cases, fam. Let's start off with our person of interest right here. Let's start off with the UnitedHealthcare situation. Let's put him up on the screen right quick. So this guy on the left got his head knocked off last week. I know that sounds kind of harsh to some of you bleeding hearts, but I just don't have any feelings whatsoever towards somebody who make a living in a system that promotes the suffering and death of human beings. I cannot find it in my heart to find any type of feeling whatsoever. So the UnitedHealthcare CEO murder person of interest has been detained. Now, Brian Thompson, the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, was murdered on Wednesday morning last week, just before 7:30 a.m., according to authorities in New York, in New York City, right in front of the Hilton Hotel on 6th Street. Since then, there has been an all-out manhunt for his killer, who calmly walked up behind him and shot him with what was first thought to be a handgun with a silencer. But now authorities are saying that the weapon used was a veterinary gun. It was a veterinary gun. So, and guess what, fam? According to authorities, they have the smoking gun. They say that the person that's been detained has a similar gun to the one used in the murder. So how did they catch him? Well, they won't say exactly how they caught him, but a man in Altoona, Pennsylvania, is being held for questioning in connection with last week's shooting in New York City. This is according to law enforcement. Sources say that local police responded after receiving a tip that the person of interest was seen in a McDonald's. Again, the man has a similar gun as the one used in the murder. The person of interest, check this out, fam. You're going to find this very interesting. You're gonna be like, oh man, it's got to be him, right? The New York Times reports the person of interest had a written manifesto in his possession. The gun used in the shooting has been the subject of speculation, with some law enforcement sources saying that the weapon is a veterinary gun commonly used on ranches and farms to put down animals with a reduced noise gunshot instead of a pistol fitted with a silencer, as was originally reported. As I said earlier, an unidentified suspect walked up behind Brian Thompson early Wednesday morning last week and fired multiple shots outside the New York Hilton Midtown Hotel before calmly walking away. Police say the suspect walked into a nearby alley and rode a city bike, e-bicycle, to Central Park, where he disappeared. So they're still putting it out there that the suspect remains at large as police pursue multiple leads. Police have said that the suspect is no longer in the city. Boy, these reports, the way that they report is crazy. Man, you got the damn man in custody. Just leave it at that. This is almost as crazy as the statement that Mayor Adams made when he said, we found the suspect. We know who the suspect is. We know the suspect's name, but we don't want to say his name because we don't want to let him know that we know his name. You big dummy. The suspect was believed to have traveled to Manhattan on a bus that originated in Atlanta that made several stops en route to the city. He stayed for several days prior to the shooting at a hotel in Manhattan, being photographed at the front desk in pics that have been widely distributed. That's the photograph that you see in the thumbnail of him smiling at the hotel. A new picture released this weekend shows the suspect looking directly into a camera inside a cab. The backpack believed to have been worn by the killer was found Friday in Central Park. Inside the backpack, police found a jacket, and get this, fam, fake Monopoly money from the board game. Shell casings found at the scene of the shooting had the cryptic words "denied, depose, and defend," an apparent reference to a 2010 book entitled Delay, Deny, Defend, which slams the healthcare insurance sector. And as we all know, Brian Thompson was one of the industry's bigwigs before getting his big wig knocked off. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on, fam, in this country. There's a lot of uncertainty. All I can say, fam, is get your house in order. Get your house in order. Because something major is brewing. Something major. As I said earlier, fam, I didn't believe dude was last 48 hours. I mean, a brazen act of violence like that, you're not getting away. And let me say that again for all of y'all out there that think y'all just a little bit smarter than everybody else. Y'all think y'all smarter than all the people that got caught. You just think somehow you're just a little smarter. You're gonna get caught. Any brazen act of violence, especially broad daylight, brazen act of violence, man, here's why you're gonna get caught. They cannot have competition. They can't have you just gunning down people in broad daylight for no reason. It'll scare the people who are fooled by the system, who think that the system is really to help them. They got to continue to make these people believe that the system is really for them. Otherwise, they know that a whole bunch of these people go jump off a cliff. They got to keep hope alive. They got to keep selling the dream. If people don't believe the dream, they'll believe the nightmare. And the nightmare is realer than the dream is. Say, fam, I hate to sound cynical, but real come before feelings. You got the criminals running amok, and they're running amok through the system. It ain't like we don't know who they are. They're being identified. Many of them are actually being charged. And then they're being forgiven for their crimes. Many of them not spending one day in prison. Because, prison is disgusting, and it's a place that nobody should be in. When you commit a brazen act of violence, they're going to get you. When you commit a brazen act of violence against someone who has the system in their pockets, they are going to get you. You're not getting away. They're going to use the same tactics that they use to capture cop killers. They are going to widen that net as much as they can until they squeeze you out. You are going to get caught. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So you may as well settle up all your business, get your affairs in order, because your ass going to jail. This dude was very relaxed. Don't seem like he cared too much. He's like, oh, well, whatever. Obviously, it's a different story once you go to prison. You got to deal with everything that comes with that. Let's switch gears for a moment, fam, and talk about an uncivilized mutt. That's Daniel Penny. Daniel Penny has just been acquitted in the subway chokehold death of Jordan Neely. So his death, his acquittal sparked applause and uproar in the courtroom. The story goes, a Manhattan jury has cleared Daniel Penny of criminal wrongdoing in the chokehold death of Jordan Neely on a crowded subway, a caught-on-video killing that sparked fierce debate over the city's mental health system and crime underground. The courtroom erupted in applause as the panelists acquitted Penny of criminally neglect, a homicide, which could have put him behind bars for up to 4 years. In Neely's chokehold death aboard a crowded Uptown F train in May 2023. We, the jury, have come to a unanimous decision on count 2, the foreperson on the jury told the courtroom. Penny immediately broke out a huge smile, similar to George Zimmerman, and turned to hug defense attorney Thomas Kenneth, even as Neely's father, Andrew Zachary, was escorted from the courtroom. Racist effing country, one Black Lives Matter supporter yelled as she left the courtroom. Another Neely supporter, turning to Penny, screamed, "It's a small world, buddy," before leaving the room. What y'all think she meant by that, or that reporter, he meant by that? That supporter of Neely, Jordan Neely. It's a small world. What y'all think they meant by that? Jurors sided with Penny's defense attorneys, who had argued that the Marine veteran was justified in rushing to protect his fellow subway strap hangers when he subdued the erratic homeless man. The lawyers had also questioned whether there was sufficient evidence that the chokehold caused Neely's death. So how did they convince him? Here's what they said. "Who do you want on the next train to ride next to you?" One of the lawyers, Stephen Razor, is in his closing statement in Manhattan Supreme Court said, "The guy with the earbuds minding his own business, who you know would be there for you if something happened, or perhaps you just hope that someone like Jordan Neely does not enter that train when you are all alone in a crowd of others frozen with fear." The lawyers had also questioned whether there was sufficient evidence that the chokehold caused Neely's death. The verdict drew an immediate reaction from across the nation. Daniel Penny's actions were heroic and protected the lives of people on the train, House Speaker Mike Johnson wrote on X. "We used to celebrate bravery like this in America, but the left continues their crusade to protect criminals and prosecute heroes," Johnson said. "Good to see the charge dismissed." In the Big Apple, City Councilman Joe Borelli said the jury's decision underscores nothing other than the perverse sense of justice held by Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg. "Every New Yorker is fearful on the subway and had no problem understanding the context of Daniel Penny's actions," he said. "The district attorney should resign in shame." The acquittal comes after jurors heard from more than 40 witnesses, including passengers, who described Neely's terrifying outburst on the train before Penny approached him from behind and took him down at the Broadway Lafayette station. One strap hanger testified she was scared shitless hearing Neely ranting about being willing to die and go to jail. She later thanked Penny for stepping in to restrain Neely, who also raised that someone is going to die today. Another woman on the train told jurors that she feared for her life after hearing Neely's satanic rant. And a mother who was taking her 5-year-old son to a doctor's appointment testified that she was so scared of a belligerent and unhinged Neely that she barricaded her son behind his stroller. Y'all believe that? That's Jordan Neely over there to the right. That's the guy who was killed. No witness testified that Neely put hands on anyone or lunged at a specific person. Before Penny put him in a chokehold. Evidence during the month-long trial also revealed that Neely was not carrying a weapon at the time, with cops finding only a muffin in his pocket. The polarizing case kicked off fierce conversation about a mentally ill man who was failed by the city's broken system, a sentiment even Mayor Eric Adams expressed, saying, Penny did what we should have done as a city by protecting others that day. Boy, Mayor Eric, boy, that boy is consistent. Eric Adams is consistent. Prosecutors argued that Penny went too far and that his actions turned criminal when he kept Neely in the hold after nearly all of the frightened passengers had fled the train. Damn. Kept him in a chokehold after nearly all of the frightened passengers had fled the train. He still had him in a chokehold. He continued to keep him in a chokehold after others on the train were saying, let him go, you're killing him. Let him go, let him go, let him go. You're killing him, let him go. And he just kept him in a chokehold. It was reminiscent of Derek Chauvin putting his knee on George Floyd's neck when people were saying that he was killing them, and he just casually left his knee on his neck and watched the life drain out of George Floyd's body. So here's the thing, fam. Here's what I saw. The defendant, it appeared to me, started off trying to do the right thing. It appeared that he may have been trying to do the right thing, even though I think it was flawed. It was not even necessary for him to do that in the first place. It was not necessary for him to take action because the dude was just running his mouth like a whole lot of mentally ill people do, especially on the trains in New York. A lot of yapping. But y'all know how it go, family. Let somebody put their hands on you or attempt to put their hands on you. You're supposed to keep your hands to yourself. Nobody testified that Jordan Neely made a move to put his hands on anybody. He was just running his mouth. Nobody testified. Out of all those people who testified, not one person said he lunged at anyone, that he put his hand on anyone. So, as I was saying, the tragic part about this case is that though the defendant started off trying to do the right thing in his mind, he ended up doing the wrong thing. But let the jury tell it, he ended up doing the right thing because he killed a man unprovoked. What kind of messages does that send out? Especially with the lawyers trying to painting the jury and painting the rest of the public the picture that who would you rather sit on next to? The guy with the headphones on or the mentally crazy guy? Your preference of sitting next to a person does not give you the right to take that person's life. that you don't want to sit next to. This sounds like something that they would have said back in the 1900s, in the early 1900s, in the mid 1900s. This sounds like something that one of them lawyers. This sounds like a tactic they would have used on an all-white jury. Who would you rather sit next to? The big, black, scary-looking man, or this businessman with a briefcase? Jurors watched frame-by-frame footage from a bystander's 6-minute video of Penny holding Neely, including for 51 seconds after Neely's body appeared to go limp. Penny kept holding Neely despite witnesses pleading with him to let him go. See, if I would have been there, I would have stomped the shit out of Penny. I'm going to tell you straight up, fam. I'm going to go and say it. I ain't finna hold it back. I would have stomped his ass. I would have put a boot in his face. Marine or not. I'm not finna sit back and watch something like that happen. I do believe that a lot of them people are just cowards. I'm not finna watch you kill no innocent person like that. I'm not finna sit back and watch that happen. Not on my watch. I would have got up and put a boot in his face. I'm not, man, I wouldn't want that on my conscience, man. You know, I'm telling you, man, we really do have a mental issue in America. There really is a huge mental illness crisis in America. And it ain't just the people that's on the streets, walking the streets and getting on the subway talking crazy. It's a whole lot of these people running around here that's mentally ill that masquerade as normal functioning people. And they cuckoo. Something got to be wrong with you, man, to sit back and watch that happen. Watch that man just die, get killed like that. Leave him alone. You're killing him. Get your coward ass up and do something about it. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. I don't give a damn if I don't care if he was a Marine and he was 6 foot, 6'8", 7 feet tall, 400 pounds. I'll get up and put a boot in his face. I'm not finna let you kill no innocent man like that. And guess what? Even if he wasn't black, I would have done it. I'm not finna watch you take nobody's life like that, man. Not on my watch. Hell no. The man was crazy. The man was mentally ill, talking crazy. Y'all know how it go. We've all been around somebody just running their mouth. Let them talk. Let them talk. As long as they don't run up on you, as long as they don't pull out something that look like that they can hurt you, let them run their mouth. Let them talk. What happened to freedom of speech? Let them motherfuckers say whatever they want, man. Talk. Run your mouth. Talk. Run your mouth. Go ahead and run, because that's all you're going to do. Run your mouth. The moment they make a move on you, that's when you send them to the upper room. And from all witness accounts, that man did not make a move on anybody. All that man did was run his mouth like he's probably been doing his whole life. So let me give credit to all the people before that uncivilized mutt who just brushed it off when he ran his mouth. who restrain themselves and say, man, he ain't worth it. He just talking. I ain't got no problem with that. Let me tell you something, fam. See, what happens is a lot of these people out here on the streets, these Daniel Penny types, they be looking for a free kill. They're looking for a free kill. A lot of them, they want to kill black folks. And if they can get an easy way out, that's why you got to be always ready. And you got to be prepared, especially when they really loud. When they talking real loud, they overly aggressive, overly assertive. You got to be very careful. You got to make sure you know what you're doing. Don't let them play you out of your position, because a lot of time when they do that, they be strapped, they be ready. That's the only reason why they do it. Because they know they ain't got no action one-on-one, head up, hands, they ain't got nothing. Some of these dudes be out here looking for a free kill, and they be ready. Just like it was revealed several years ago that law enforcement agencies around this country was using actual pictures of black people as targets when they were at the shooting range. They were using actual pictures of black people. They wasn't using silhouettes. They were using black people. They want to kill black people. It's people out there, they want to get a kill. They want a free kill. What's a free kill? Waiting on them to do something. I can't wait for one of them to do something. Just wait for one of them to knock on my door, or, say something crazy or step to me, and I'm just going to start shooting. That way I got my defense ready, you know what I'm saying? Because I could say it was self-defense. This dude murdered that man. This dude murdered the man. And I'm going to tell you something else. The jury that acquitted him are the accomplices after the fact. Are every single one of y'all are uncivilized mutts, and y'all contributed to this type of energy we got in this country where people feel like they got the right to take life because they feel like it. Y'all are part of the problem. The jury was part of the problem. The lawyers was part of the problem. And even though the prosecutor brought the case forward, I might even go as far as saying he was part of the problem, because sometimes them prosecutors bring cases and they don't really fight hard for those cases. Sometimes they bring cases just because of the public outcry. So they try to do it to appease the public. You know what? We're going to have to do an indictment on this. Wink, wink, don't worry about it. We ain't going to really fight vigorously to get this guy. We just going to go through the motions, and we're going to drop the ball, and we ain't going to present certain evidence and certain arguments. They do that. When them prosecutors really, really want you, man, especially if you ain't got resources, you ain't got that money, when they really, really, really want you, you ain't got that money for experts and all that kind of, man, them people gonna get you. 9 times out of 10, they gonna get you. Eddie McGuire says, it goes both ways. I got targeted as a white boy growing up in the Bronx many times, just saying. But did you get killed? I'm talking about people that are blood. I'm talking about people that want you to die, that want to kill you. Yeah, there are black people that bully white people, but you ain't got no no large number of black people running around here killing white folks on GP just because they feel like you ain't got black people jumping up in the subway, putting white folks in chokeholds and slowly killing them while an entire uh, subway what they call them carts are packed with people just standing around watching them die. I bet you if it was the other way around and a black dude had a white dude in a chokehold, I bet you a whole lot of people would have jumped up and did something about it. Even if the white boy was crazy. I bet you even them black people that was on that bus would have did something about it. That dude killed that man because he intended on killing him. He wanted to kill him. He didn't want to stop the threat. He wanted to kill him. And did it and got away with it. All you trolls, I'm letting y'all know. I know y'all don't like black people. Y'all don't even like me. Y'all just come over here to block. Y'all come over here to ear hustle. I know you don't like me. I don't like you either. Y'all be coming over here trying to act like y'all trying to say something wise, trying to make a sage statement, trying to act like y'all really involved in the discussion. You really care about what's going on, and all your opinions are skewed. You always going against, what the collective of black people think. You always against it. I know you. You ain't fooling me. You a troll. And I block trolls because trolls are hoes. So come on with it. The block party is open. The block party has officially started. Who else want to get blocked? I already know it. You ain't fooling me. You ain't fooling me at all. I know you here because you don't like black folks. I know you here because you know I got a big platform and I'm going to speak on it. And you trying to see what I'm going to say. Yeah, you trying to see what I'm going to say. Well, guess what? You ain't got to listen. I'm consistent. I'm riding for my people 1,000. I'm riding for righteousness 1,000. When my people get out of pocket and they do something stupid, I call that out too. You don't do that with your people, but I do. Then you got the nerve to come on here and try to check me. Don't check me. Check your baby. Make sure it's yours. ATL, Sarman, Armin, or something. Willie, I'm black, but you can't make it all about race. Well, ATL, just because you're saying you're black, that don't mean nothing to me. And plus, I don't know you black. You got an A for your profile pic. I don't know who you are. For all I know, you could be an Asian in Africa, somewhere in some type of, in some type of, in a basement somewhere, I don't know who you are. But it doesn't matter who you are. It don't matter if you're black. Just the step. I'm gonna go by the statement. You can't make it all about race. It said you can't say, Willie, I'm black, but you can't make it all about race just because America does. Why the hell I can't? It's always about race in America. It's all, even when it don't appear to be about race, it's about race. It's always about race. The only people who say it's not about race are racist and people who benefit from it and coons. That's it. It's always about race. I don't want to hear it. It's always about race. Race and money. That's right. Race and money. You got a whole damn president with 34 felony convictions because he's white. Hell, as you mean it ain't about race because America makes it about race. It's always about race. Know who you think you're talking to. I've been doing this since 1989. I don't know who you think you're talking to. That's 35 years in the game. 35 years standing on it, speaking on it. Go look it up. Go pick up one of them records from day one. I ain't changed up one time. I've been speaking on it. My first album, I got a song called FKKK. How y'all think y'all gonna bully me on the internet when I done went into the trenches? I grew up in the trenches. I done went up against the biggest and the baddest and came out on top. I done walked into the valley of what they call it, the shadows of death. And walked into the shadows of death. Pulled up in those sundown towns y'all be so scared of. That's right, strapped. Walked right up in went right up in there with my strap. Walked right up in there and got something out the store and looked them dead in the eye. I done protested outside at the Republican conventions. I done protested at the Democratic conventions. Boycotted murder in the hood. Boycotted businesses. Loaned my name and likeness. Gave money, mentored youngsters. Man, you get up out of here with that. I don't know who you think you be. Y'all be some of y'all. I don't know where y'all come from. Some of y'all just be jumping online, see me talking or see a video, whatever, and think you know what's going on. I've been in the trenches longer than some of y'all been alive. Yeah, I think I'm just on YouTube just talking. Like that's just talking. You just What black man do you know would be able to get away with choking a mentally ill white man on a subway or anywhere in America? Choking a mentally ill white man who did not attack him or attack anybody else, didn't attack anybody in his family, didn't attack anybody, any pedestrian, didn't attack him. He just was talking shit. And the black man walks up to him, grab him by the neck, and choke the life out of him. Go to trial and get acquitted. How many of y'all really believe that could happen in America? You can go to the so-called most liberal state and you ain't finna get that response. He not finna get an acquittal. He going to jail, prison, where he would belong. It's always about race in America. Always. That's my time, fam. Hell, I thought I was going to have an easier morning than this. They ran me hot with this foolishness. Talking about it ain't always about race. It's always about race. If you think it ain't, if you try to fix, you can fix your mind and think it ain't all you want, you living in denial. You just in denial. I get it. You don't want to think about it because it's stressful. I don't want to think about it either. You think I just get up every morning like, where the racism at? Where's racism? I know you're in here somewhere. Where's racism? Racism. I ain't seen no racism yet. I've been up for 2 whole minutes and I ain't seen no racism. Let me get online and see if I can find some racism. You think I'm just, look at this shit is in my face all day, every day. You can't avoid it. Instead of trying to check me, go mess with the people who causing the who dealing with these incidents, who create these incidents. Damn, racism is the most pervasive thing and most consistent thing in America. You can go to any town in America and you're gonna see some racism. You're gonna see, man, racism got a face. You're gonna see it clear as day. It's in the schools, it's in the courts, it's in law enforcement, it's in the hospitals, it's in real estate, it's in construction, it's in the transportation industry, it's in the clergy, it's in science, it's everywhere. You can't miss it. It's in technology, you can't miss it. Hell is y'all gonna be racist? How in the hell you gonna be racist and get mad at somebody calling out racism? How you gonna benefit from how you gonna knowingly benefit from racism and get mad when somebody call it out? How you gonna get the short end of the stick because of racism and get mad because somebody called it out? Y'all can run that propaganda anywhere but over here. That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all joining the live. And if I offended anybody, suck it up, buttercup. Enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. Till next time, no more talk.